Welcome back to Freedom Malts. Germ here. First impression, fresh crack, something real near and dear to my heart. We are talking about the Tattersall Interstate American Single Malt. Why is this so near and dear to my heart? Tattersall is a Minnesota and Wisconsin company. They have a distillery in both Minnesota and Wisconsin. This particular one was distilled in Minnesota. However, maturation did take place in Wisconsin. All the barley for this whiskey was sourced from Wisconsin. And speaking of the barley from Wisconsin, we have a blend of malted barley, cherry smoked malted barley, and dark roasted barley, malted barley. So, we have a little expectation of some smokiness here. And I couldn't be happier. All right. What else do we got about this one? It is bottled at 45%. It is 4 years old. New charred oak. Pretty nice looking color on it. Nice golden color here. Tattersall is a member of the American Single Malt Whiskey Commission. And that is also a bonus. That means this American Single Malt did comply with all of their guidelines, even though the TTB does not quite recognize American Single Malt as a category yet. Don't know why they're dragging their feet, but they are. Ooh. Okay. We got something a little funky here. Going in on this nose, and it was weird. That very first smell. I know this is going to sound really bad, but in the state of Wisconsin, when you drive down the highway and you go past a farm that just laid fertilizer on their crops, cow manure is a smell that I get every once in a while in certain whiskeys. And although I hate the smell while driving, it's definitely unique in a glass. And I think I said this was matured in Wisconsin, but it was actually matured in both Minnesota and Wisconsin. Okay, so not a lot of barley forward on it. I'm definitely picking up a hint of smoke and also some bitterness. And I'm going to think that's from the dark roasted malt. A little bit of chocolate there, maybe a coffee note, but like a creamed coffee. All right, let's get in for a taste. Okay. Although the barley does not show up on the nose, it is definitely in full presence on the palate. It's very creamy. There's some very nice barley sugars in there. I'm not getting a fruit type of barley, but that earthy barley sugar note. Okay. Yeah, definitely heavy on the barley sugar. And the cereal note. Not so much into the fruit aspect. I'm not tasting the smoke. I can pick it up on the nose just a little bit. It's a hint. And I definitely don't pick it up on the palate. I am, however, picking up that dark roasted malt. It's got this bittery chocolate, for lack of a better term, dark beer note. Like a porter or a stout. A little bit of fresh baked dinner roll. That nice white dinner roll with the rounded, golden brown top. Those are delicious, by the way. Okay, with the addition of water, I'm definitely getting some fruit notes over the cereal notes. The cereal notes are fading away and the fruit is coming up front. That's kind of neat. Okay. So with the dilution, the chocolate is more pronounced. We're getting the addition of a little bit of fruit on top of the cereal and the barley sugar. The smoke is still not present. The finish is rather short, actually. There isn't a lot of spiciness, barrel spice, or oak cannon bite, however you want to describe that, which is kind of surprising for 4 years in new oak. Okay, so the first impression on this guy. Overall, I'm pretty happy with it. It's got a lot of the things that I look for in an American Single Malt. I did get some barley notes. I got some malt notes. I got, after dilution, I got a little bit of fruit. I wish that smoke was a little bit more upfront, a little bit more present on the palate. But at this point in time, it's splitting hairs. It's a great whiskey as it is. I think for me personally, in my personal taste, a little bit more smoke presence would have been very acceptable. However, they are trying to market this to people that may or may not like smoke. So I understand that play on it as well. But the first impression on this one is, yes, if you see this on the shelf, you are in Wisconsin or Minnesota, you see that guy on the shelf, I would definitely recommend picking that up. It's a fantastic little single malt for the $45, $50 price range. It's 4 years old, which is pretty good for an American single malt. Pretty average, actually. And it's going to give you a pretty good idea of what Northern American single malt is like. All right, guys. Cheers to this American spirit. Thank you.